We got it going, we got it going. It's that time again. It's that Friday time again, that 1 o'clock time again, where the time is 1 o'clock and it is
Crucible TV time.
Crucible TV time. We are fired up to be here once again. We are in our one big idea, our one big thing series, and we're still bringing the heat. We're still bringing the fire because we know y'all aren't out there reading. Y'all aren't out there reading. Y'all are like, hey, what's the latest book y'all read? And you're like, I don't read. I don't like to read. I get it. So you know what? We're going to bring it to you. We're going to bring the one big idea from some of our favorite books, some life-changing books, some of the biggest things that we've taken from some of these books. There's a lot of wisdom out there in books, guys. There's a lot of knowledge out there.
There's a lot of good stuff.
A lot of good stuff out there. So we are going to bring you the one big thing from these books. If you haven't watched the latest series, be sure to go back and watch them. They're on Facebook. I need to upload some to YouTube, full transparency, some of the latest episodes, but hey, we're going to get them up there. Go back, watch them, grab the book, listen to the book. Audible's a great thing. So, today, T Good.
Taylor Goodrich,
T Good on. T Good.
Let's go.
That guy definitely reads. Here we go. So today, the book we're talking about today, right here, it's called Above the Line. Above the Line by Urban Meyer. Yes, maybe a controversial guy here as of late. Maybe didn't make some of the best decisions lately, but I'll tell you what, a lot of lessons on leadership, a lot of lessons on culture, a lot of lessons on this mindset, right, of excellence and what's it take to be excellent. And regardless of what he has done in his personal life, right, he has won, and he has done some amazing things with some amazing teams and has won at the highest of levels, right? So that's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about the one big thing from Above the Line. So what is the idea of above the line? Well, he talks about it all the time. He talks about there being standards, right? The standard being the line, right? And they want to make sure that they make as many above the line decisions as possible, right? Meaning the above the line decisions are intentional, right? They're thought out. There's effort. There's a lot of relentless effort given versus below the line actions, which are, I'm going to take the path of least resistance, or I'm going to take the easy way out, or I'm just going to kind of go on autopilot or go with the flow. If you're just kind of going with the flow or going on autopilot, you're not making that good, high quality, high performance decision. And that's going to be through adversity. That's going to be whether it's winning, whether it's running a business, whether it's a relationship, whatever it is, we want to make as many above the line decisions as possible. And he actually, I think it was while he was at Ohio State, because that's when he wrote it, he actually had a red line painted on the field, on the practice field. And he would have everybody line up at this line. Okay? And it was a visual thing for him. And he would have all the players line up on the line before practice. And he said, look, the standard is once you cross this line, we are above the line. Only above the line actions. Whether it's in your effort, whether it's in your body language, whether it's in the way that you're just hustling, the way that you're drilling, the way that you're listening, everything that you did had to be above the line effort. And if just, he commented, he's like, there were times that I would see the way somebody was walking from a drill to drill. I would look at them, I'd say, go ahead, head back to the locker room. We're not above the line, right? The standard is the standard, and whatever you allow becomes the standard, right?
Talk about an environment for performance right there.
I'll tell you what, and that's what I love about this book. And we're only hitting a couple things, right? We're only hitting a couple things. Madison, what's happening? But it's a great book. It's hard to pick just one big thing from this book. There's so many things. I've got, I don't know how many highlights all through this thing. But I'll tell you, it's a great book. So, Jesse, we talked about this a lot. We did an Instagram video on this a lot. What was the one big thing that you took away from Above the Line?
This is a big message that I've been trying to really challenge myself with every day in terms of my decision making and trying to help instill into each and every one of the athletes that come in, because life is the decisions we make. And making great decisions equals a great life. Making average decision normally equals an average life. So the decisions you make have a big say on the outcome. And this equation is all about outcome that this book gives.
You gonna do some math?
Yeah, math.
Oh,
I'm not a math guy, but I can do this one here.
It's Friday.
Oh,
we
it's
have the
Friday.
day
My
off.
tummy hurts.
Oh.
Okay, here we go. E plus R equals O. E plus R equals O. So E is event. The R is interchangeable here, so we're going to talk about that more. O is outcome. Event plus R equals outcome. The R is going to determine what outcome you get. Okay? An event happens, a challenge. I can either do one of two R's. I can respond to the event or I can react to the event. And we talk about making great decisions. Sometimes your emotions cannot be the best decision makers. And that's really what that R is about right there. If I'm reacting to the event, I'm gonna go out and make an emotional decision. I'm reacting to it, which is probably gonna lead to a self-destructive outcome or a negative outcome. If they say calm heads prevail here, event happens, challenge happens, I respond, make a decision that isn't based off emotion, there's an outcome of growth or an outcome of getting better that's gonna happen right there. So that is just such a great equation, because we always do say life is the decisions you make. So being able to make great decisions, especially when it's not easy to do so, it helps having those tools in the toolkit, just like that equation right there. So E plus R equals O. Make sure you got your R right. Respond to the event versus reacting to it.
Yeah. And a lot of times, what's that take? That takes pausing for a second, right? Because again, like you said, emotion is a great amplifier. Emotion's a great amplifier of great decisions. Emotion can be a great amplifier of terrible decisions, right? And if we allow emotion, we talk about this time and time again, B. Schultz, what's happening? If we talk about this again, right? Emotion, when we allow it to make the decision, oftentimes the outcome is not what we want to have happen. So regardless of the event can be something great happening too. We often think of events only being negative and how we respond to negative events. Well, how do you respond to positive events? How do you respond to winning the World Series? How do you respond to winning the state championship? There's been a lot of athletes that start coasting. Their response is to start coasting because I made it. Well, the outcome then is, ooh, maybe you didn't get the contract, or ooh, maybe you didn't get the playing time you want, or ooh, maybe you end up getting injured, or ooh, maybe XYZ, whatever it is, right? So
how do you respond to the good, the bad, the ugly?
Yeah, how do you respond to the good and the bad? How do we respond to that? And having a plan of attack for that. And that's what he dives into in this. He dives in deeper. But even just having that idea and having that concept, and I'm glad you picked that, Jesse, because having just that formula in your head is an amazing thing to sit there and say, you know what? This happened. Pause. Breathe. How I respond to this or how I react to this is going to determine what happens next. Rather than below the line, I'm just going to respond or I'm just going to react. I'm going to go on autopilot and I'm just going to let emotion do this. And this is the easier way. So, nope, we're going above the line. Above the line action says, you know what? I'm going to think about it. I'm going to work at it. And I'm going to make the tough right decision versus the easy wrong. I'm going to make the tough right versus the easy wrong.
There's a saying, easy decisions, tough life, tough decisions, easy life. You know what I mean? I don't know if that makes sense, but if you make the good, tough decisions, the great decisions, the greater your life's going to be.
There we go. I like that. Cool. So, good one. E plus R equals O. Write that one down. Check that one out. So for me, my one big takeaway, and I think maybe it's because I'm a business owner or I've been on a lot of teams, but I've been on some successful teams, and it's been a really cool thing to be able to read this and say, you know what, this is why this works. They talk a lot about culture. They talk about a lot about culture, and Urban Meyer talks about this above the line as being their culture. And he makes the point. He said everybody or everything, every team, every relationship, every business, whatever it is, it has a culture. And you're either going to design the culture or it's going to be designed for you. It's going to be set by default, right? And that got me thinking about Crucible. It got me thinking about here. It got me thinking about my relationships. It got me thinking about just life in general. Crucible, what is the culture that we have set? Is it something that we have just allowed to have happen? Or is it something that we intentionally have gone about designing? And if I sit back and think about it, and I bet if you've been here and experienced it, it is all by design, the Crucible experience, right? If I'm looking at my relationship with my wife and my kids, the experience, the culture of it is by design. There's intentionality behind it, right? And it just got me thinking a lot bigger about things like that. Do you guys have a culture for your relationships with your spouse? Do you have a culture set for the relationships with your kids? Where you live, all of those things. Because if you have not defined the culture of what that's going to be, maybe it's honesty, maybe it's openness, maybe it's trustworthiness, maybe that's the culture that you would like to have. But if we have not set it, if we have not defined it, the culture is going to be defined by whatever happens by default. Something else is going to design it. And I'm going to probably guess you don't want somebody else defining the culture of your business or the culture of the relationship with your significant other or your kids or whatever it is, right? So just that realization and that idea that you get to set it and you need to set it. And we all have this thing inside of us that says, I want to win. I want to win. I think we all want to win naturally. If you're given the choice, given the option of do you want to win or lose, I'm pretty sure most people are going to say, an overwhelming majority of people are going to say, I want to win. Well, we have to make sure that winning behaviors, the winning behaviors that you're trying to have the culture to support that, right? I remember specifically being on a team where I had what I would call winning behavior. I was pushing, I was driving, I was trying to make myself better and was told to slow down because I was making other teammates look bad. That doesn't make much sense to me. And guess what? We weren't very good as a team. We weren't very good as a team, but the culture of the team had a losing culture. So then when winning behavior came saying, hey, let's push, let's do better, let's run a little faster, let's do a little more, that winning behavior was not able to be sustained because the culture would not support it. The culture wouldn't support it. What about your relationships? Is there a winning culture? Are there winning behaviors that you're trying to have that the culture isn't supporting? Relationship with your friends, your business, whatever that is. So make sure the importance of your culture. The importance of your culture. If it's going to be above the line culture, right? We want to have above the line actions. We must make sure that the culture that we are designing is going to empower that. So,
you know, Coach, that's really speaking to me too, because I think culture, it takes more than just defining it though. You know what I mean? Like you can define your culture and say it for whatever is important to you, but it also takes action, because you can define it all you want, but if there's no action behind it, then you lose credibility, trust is broken, and whatever you're trying to establish that culture in, if there's no trust in there, that's going to be hard to become possible. So that culture is more than just defining it, it's taking action on it.
Accountability is part of that, and that's never comfortable, right? Like, hey, Jesse, you said you were going to do this. Hey, Ryan, you said you were going to do this. Or we said we were going to act this way. We're below, look at that, we're below the line. We're below the line. Like, we need to get above the line with our actions, right? And it takes accountability and openness and honesty and trust to be able to have those good quality conversations that say, you know what, I'm not going to get emotional about this feedback. I'm going to stay neutral. We talked about that before, staying neutral. And this is here to get me better. It's not here to make me be a victim or whatever. It's just, here it is. Let's get better.
And that kind of ties back into that E plus R equals O.
Yep.
You know, having a tough conversation. Do you respond to it, or do you react and not have it at all?
Yep.
You know, so.
I love it. There we go. Team Casey, everyone has to buy in. TD talked about it yesterday. That's why our team is awesome. Absolutely. Absolutely. You got to have that buy-in. And if somebody's not willing to buy in, they got to go. They don't have to be on the bus that we're riding or where we're driving. That's okay. That's not a bad thing. They just got to find their own bus to drive or get on somebody else's bus that's driving the direction they're wanting to go. So, boom, there We have it. Another Crucible TV, just like that. If you're just hopping on, be sure to go back, rewatch this one. This one's a good one. Again, covering Urban Meyer's Above the Line. I'm sure you can find it on Amazon. We don't get any kickback from it or anything like that, but we just like it. We think it is a good one for you guys. So there we have it. Another episode of Crucible TV, the one big idea, the one big thing. What are we even calling it? I don't even know. But the one big idea, the one big thing, whatever it is. Guys, we love y'all. We hope you have an amazing Friday. Happy Good Friday.
Easter.
Happy Easter to you guys. We hope you have an amazing time with the family, friends, whoever you're getting together with, painting Easter eggs or searching for them, or, staying away from the candy, finding protein-shaped packets in your
protein bars in the Easter basket.
Protein bars in the Easter baskets. That's what I hear the Easter Bunny's bringing this year.
Right on.
So there we go. Keep working hard. We're proud of you all. Keep up the amazing work, and we will see you next week, Friday, for another Crucible TV. We love you guys. We'll see you.